Well, welcome to the Top Gun Show, where I try to bring you new providers, new technologies, and introduce you to the best professionals in the industry, all so you can make informed decisions. Today, I'd like to welcome Keith Coker, the COO of 1111 Systems, the sponsor of the Top Gun Show. Keith Coker is the COO of 1111 Systems, and he brings 25 plus years in telecom, wireless, cloud, and security as a technology leader. In 2011, Keith co-founded Green Cloud Defense, where he was CEO and spearheaded its successful acquisition by 1111 Systems in 2021. Prior to Green Cloud Defense, Keith spent 14 years serving in various executive level technical capacities, including CTO at two telecommunications organizations, where he managed 275 million of network infrastructure deployment, capital expenditures, and operating expenses. Keith, welcome to the Top Gun Show.
Thanks, Steve, for having me on today.
Yeah, nice to have you on. So let's start at the top. Who is 1111 and what services do you provide?
So 1111, when Green Cloud joined the 1111 fold back at the end of 21, I mean, it's a relatively new company. The vision of 1111 is to take, the complexity that exists in managing a cloud infrastructure, a security infrastructure, and a connectivity environment, and pull those into one carrier, one company that can help reduce that complexity. On the cloud side, we do everything from infrastructure as a service, running production environments, to disaster recovery, backup, a full suite of cloud services. And we try to wrap that with security that's needed in today's environment. So we have a full suite of security products that we offer. And then, one of the complexities of running a cloud environment is working through all the connectivity challenges that a customer has to get through to get the networking correct and set up for failover and ongoing connectivity. And so our goal is to minimize that complexity under one company and allow customers to take advantage of all those suites of services through that one single provider.
No, that makes sense. Thanks for giving that kind of high level 30,000 foot overview. I know you guys have bought like 7 different companies in the last 11 months. You've put together the best of the best of the best under that hood to deliver those services. So my next question would be, how do you prioritize integration tasks and ensure that critical milestones are met during the integration process?
Yes. So for us, going through that number of acquisitions can be chaotic at times. And, anybody who's ever gone through an acquisition knows that, when you acquire companies, there's changes that have to take place. From an 1111 perspective, we put the customer experience and how our interaction with the customers look as front and center for any acquisition. So for us, we do acquisitions that, may add new product solutions, a better way to do an existing product. So, keeping up with the technology benefits that are out there in the marketplace, we may make an acquisition that, brings that into the fold. The other is we may be able to scale up one of our offerings to be more efficient and be more competitive in the marketplace. By reaching new geographies and just hitting different scale points that would have existed alone for 1111. And so for us, it's working through the customer experience and then slowly integrating the back office systems to make sure that customers are getting the most they can out of the entire product suite that 1111 offers.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I know you guys use third parties sometimes. When and what categories do you guys leverage third parties to assist with the integration activities?
Much like people use us with third party experience to augment their solutions or their staff. As we go through integrations, these third parties help us to kind of manage the staffing bubble that comes with doing these integrations. The last thing we want to do is take an employee that's customer facing and move them away from that customer experience. So we'll actually bring in third parties to help handle that bubble of labor as we're integrating the companies together.
That makes sense. That's good. Pretty smart. Smart move there. Now, lastly, integrations can introduce various risks, such as data security breaches or disruptions in customer service. So, how do you identify and mitigate these risks to ensure business continuity?
So one of the things, being a security company like 1111 is, we set a pretty high bar for the security profile that we would run at 1111. And so at the beginning of any acquisition, actually before we finalize the transaction, part of the diligence is to go in and map the security parameters of the acquired company to what 1111 is doing. So one of the first things we do is begin applying all the tool sets that 1111 has at its disposal against the acquired company and get them to the same level that 1111 expects from itself and from all of its acquired companies as quickly as possible.
That's good. So, you keep your culture and bring them in underneath that company culture, so to speak.
Absolutely. In short,
Good,
because
good.
then, we're not opposed to learning from any of the acquired companies. And if we
Yeah.
find a better way to do it, then we'll roll it across all of 1111.
Love it, love it. Well, we're going to dig much deeper into 1111 in the next few weeks here, but for now, why don't you tell the viewers a fun little known fact about yourself?
Yeah, it's. I used to play a little golf in college, and got away from the game for a number of years, and have started to come back to it as of late. And it's one of those things that can be extremely rewarding and extremely frustrating all at the same time. When your mind remembers how you used to do something, but you're a little older, and your body doesn't quite want to do what it used to back then. So I'm reacquainting myself with golf, playing a little, and hoping to get back to a decent level.
That's great. I mean, I had to laugh when you said that because I used to play semi-pro baseball, and then recently I played some slow pitch softball, and the ball was hit to me at third base, and in my mind I had dove over there and got that ball, but in reality at this age my body didn't even move. I just looked
None
at
of that
it.
footing.
So anyway, I hear you, man. I hear you. Well, Keith, I know you're real busy. Thanks for carving out time out of your busy schedule to be on the Top Gun Show, man. Really appreciate it.
We definitely appreciate you having us.
Thanks for watching, everybody.